Good evening, everyone. Now, I believe we're having mic issues. So if you can't hear me, let us know in the stream, guys. So I know, because Gaz joined and he couldn't hear me. I could hear him, but I'm not sure who it was. So if you're not hearing anything, just drop us a little comment down in the thing so I can see it coming up. If you can hear me, either way, let me know.
If they can't hear you,
Can you hear me?
I ain't on it.
Oh, that's handy.
But if they can't hear you, they're not going to know what you're saying, are they?
It don't look like they can hear me. Let's have a look.
Just say it looked like you're lip reading.
People will say if they can't hear me, I'm hoping. So hear you loud and clear. Lovely. Thank you, Joe. That's brilliant. So we are a little bit ahead before it goes out. So I've got a few little toes eye up for auction tonight. Like I said, Gaz is having some mic issues, is why we're a little bit delayed. So we apologise on that. I believe he is just sorting that out. So just got a couple of little bit of news, just why, because obviously it's a late auction being done today. There's been so much going on in the shop that we managed to get it all sorted at literally 5 o'clock today. So that's the reason why we're here. So first and foremost, thank you to everyone that joined us at the British Koi Show, the National. It was good to see those people. I need to apologise that I wasn't able to say hello to everyone that come in. We're just so busy that I wasn't being rude. It's just that when people are waiting for fish and whatnot, you've got to turn your attention to business. So not always good, but for those people that did see, you'd agree that we had a good spread on. However, I didn't have all the fish that I planned to take, and that's merely down to the amount of vats that are available to the store, basically. So once we put everything in, it's about managing the water to ensure the koi health comes first. So we didn't put everything in, which is even better for you guys, because we have got some right little bangers that I have put to the side to go to the show that didn't go, so therefore they've not been on sale. So the first time anyone's going to see them is tonight, other than somebody that popped in. So before we got on that, also we won the size 3 champion at Perfect Aquatics. So it's good to not only represent ourselves down at the biggest koi stage in the UK, it's even better when you take a trophy away. So we won the size 3 champion up against some, well, that fish itself was up against 3 go sanke, 1 being a shiro and 2 being a sanke. So in order to beat them, your fish has got to be in tip-top condition. And it was actually a ginrin. Oh, bloody, it's gone out of my head now. Ginrin goshki from Hiroi. So, you know, that's how good that fish was in comparison. So, you know, to take an award away from that, excellent. Some fierce competition, especially from the dealers. And people say it's only a dealer show. Actually, dealers, it's harder for us to win an award. Number one, because you're only allowed to enter 5 fish. 5 fish in size, 5 fish, 1 fish size 1, which is 15 to 25 cm, size 2, 1 fish, size 3, 1 fish, size 4, 1 fish, and size 5, 1 fish. And it isn't categorized, so it means that you can enter absolutely any koi within that variety, which means that it's harder to get an award because you don't know what else you're up against. And I took the big yellow monkey. That was 5 centimeters. That was right at the bottom of its class. But what a fish. It was there for people to enjoy. So, but we still took size 3, so I'm super chuffed with that. So, right, anyway, let's have a look who's in the house. We've filled up over 50 people already, which is nice to see. Vicky's in the house. Bubble and Fins, welcome. Koi Heaven, all clear. That's nice, mate. Thank you. Joe's there as well. Joe Riddle, as is Josh Jones. Rye, Tom, the forever, it's always on my auctions. He looks to come and steal my koi, but Rick's here. Nice one, Rick. Nice to see you, mate. Andrew as well. George, just to say a few. Hang on, let's have a look. Jay Biggs is there. So lots of. Peter's here as well. I ain't going to forget him. For hell of a car. And who else in it? Look, they all keep an eye on me. You know. Evening, Rye. Thanks for joining us. So, right, let's have a quick look what we've got on. A few little tozai, mainly starting at 50 quid. All right. One fish failed to load because we've got a corrupt file on the video, but a remainder are bangers. So, I've got to remember how to do this because I do it on my own. So, bear with me. We will go there. I will go there. Oh, got a nice little aragoki. Little aragoki ochiba. Nice little standout fish. It is only a little tiny little tozai, all right, but you grow that, what a banger. Got an NND sanke with plenty to do, all right. Definitely one for the future, guys, as with the Kohaku. Now you're going to start seeing a bit of red and white come on England tomorrow, right? So I thought I'd base a little bit on that. Shinoda Deutz Kohaku, little shusui, another little Deutz Kohaku, looks like Rudolph, ginrin sargoy, banging, nice size sanke again, spectacular shiro, a crow. Let me just watch that bit. Look, oh, you might put the wrong video in. Beautiful window fish, and we're going to top it off with this beast, which we'll cover a little bit later on. So let me get back to this bit. Woof, I'm getting there, aren't I? Banging. So let me just get over in the comments again. Right, Colin's in there. So is Shane from Lewis Tree Care as well. Welcome. Right, we've started to grow. I'm still waiting for Gaz. He's obviously having problems. So let's start off with an aragoki achiever. Let me move myself up. I've got to work out how to do this. Oh, before I do, just so you know, guys, I am currently at home working remotely from Perfect Aquatics. All right, these are all Perfect Aquatics fish, and I've got to make sure that you're aware that there's rights of cancellation cease to be available in the case of the contract for the supply of our sealed goods which are not suitable for the return. In other words, you can't return the fish once they come to you. We've obviously got ways to be able to come to any sort of arrangement if that happens. And you certainly cannot return them if the bag is unsealed after delivery. Okay. People ask why may wonder why I'm saying such things. It's a legality. That's all people need to be aware of. But I've covered it now, so don't have to cover it again. But that applies for every single fish that is bid on today. So anyway, enough of that pish. Let's move it on. We are going to go there. I'm going to go up there, and I need to put this out. Too much to do, and need fingers and thumbs everywhere. Starting bid: Oofuchi, Aragoki, Ochiba, a tozai of 18 centimeters. Starting bid is at £50. £50, £5 increment bids, guys. What I will say is, remember that we allow for collection in the store. So if you want to collect, that's fine, no problem on us. If though you want to have the fish posted, it will cost an additional £25, which is the courier fee, not ours. It covers that fee that they charge us. We can deliver anywhere in the UK. We cannot deliver to Ireland or abroad, just so you're aware. But £50 for the starting bid, anybody in. Let's have a look at this fish. This is a tozai, guys. Don't expect a lot, but one thing you should be expecting on this, the scalation on this fish is full. Aragoki meaning large armored scale in the Japanese world. It's got a quirky little pattern that's well full throughout the fish. With regards to where this goes, what you've got to remember is that when this fish starts to grow, getting a little bit more body, is only a young fish, it will fill out, and as it grows, the scales will grow with it. And those people that have seen the Aragoki fish that come from Perfect Aquatics in the past will agree that they look absolutely fabulous. If we don't see any, if I don't see a £50 bid on this, I'll move it on. Don't need to really big it up too much. The actual colouring on the fish itself will change with cold and warm water. So I've not seen anything come up. £50 starting big, guys. 50. I'll tell you what, let's go in at £0. Start us off on £0. £5 first bid is all I need, just to see if anything's coming through. Not everyone's cup of tea, which I'm really surprised at, if I'm perfectly honest. This is where I need Gaz to talk to. Where are you, Gaz? £20 from New Forest Koi. Thank you, Rick. £20, £30 Colin. I need to show it, and I forget all the buttons that I have to press. £30 from Colin. So Colin bagged from us before on a cheap steal. He's got an Oofuchi for 60 quid, and believe it or not, that fish is as big as some of the ones in our main pond within a year, which has done exactly what I expected it to do. So again, guys, it is only an 18 centimetre tozai. All right, it's small. It needs a bit of food. It needs a nice warm pond, and I promise you, this fish will look fantastic once it bodies out and gets size on it. Because let's face it, ochiba are a bloody lovely, friendly, greedy fish. So they will eat. And when they eat, they get big. Food, heat is all you need to grow your fish big. So £50 Colin then.
I like that, but I don't know if it's too much. What?
Sweating.
What, in the evening?
Yeah. It's going to be hot.
You're sweating much.
So I'm being told there's audio being played through the videos. If that's for everybody else, please let me know. It shouldn't be the case. We normally take the audio up.
It's like a...
His birthday for it.
Anyway, 50 quid. I'm going to put... Oh, where's my phone? I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on. £5 increment bids. If you want this fish, put it on. Let me just get my timer. That timer ain't started yet because I haven't used it. Clock. So we've started. 2-minute timer is now on. So £50 Colin, £5 increment bits. Again, windows, if you got one, this is an absolute banger of a fish. If you got a window, because when this gets big, it's going to look fantastic in the window itself. from Oofuchi, who has done me really well this year. Ain't gonna lie, some quality little fish coming out of his selection. 30 seconds gone. Still we'll call him for 50 quid. £5, £55 to steal it. What I will say is, don't wait for the clock to run out, guys, because as soon as another bid comes in, I will restart the clock to 2 minutes to give whoever is bidding the opportunity to respond. Right, so it don't work. As soon as that timer comes in, the last person gets it. I will replay the stopwatch. So £50 with Colin on this. Fuchi is a nice small-time dealer. My God, the fish that I got off of him this year were fantastic. You don't get to hand select out of his establishment. No, he literally has different class of fish. We took the highest quality, and I'm not going to say that he disappointed, because he bloody didn't. I wish I could pick out of there, to be perfectly honest, because they was absolutely banging. So that is 1 minute and 30 gone, 30 seconds remaining, guys. Well, Gaz is back. He's asking me, give me 1 minute. He's dancing around in his alcovey bit where he comes from. £50, Colin. Don't look like we've got anyone else interested. 15 seconds remaining. You ain't got it yet, Cole. 10 seconds remaining. And that is sold to Colin. Well done, Cole. Cheers, mate. Let me just put this up. Right, he knows where we're going, but there you go, just for the purpose of legality. So, winning bid. I'm really surprised at that, to be perfectly honest, because that is a fabulous little fish, and if I'm honest, it is worth probably twice that at the size that it is. But that's why we do these little auctions, guys, because people get little bangers. Colin, beautiful. All right, there we go. Side that, and let's go on to the comments. Let's bring me back in. Gaz is still having some troubles. Have a look at some of these little things. Colin's clearly. And what I failed to mention is Cole see these in a bowl. So he's had my pants down because he lives local. He pops in. He always pops in when I'm bowling up them. That is going to be a banger, mate. I really believe. Lovely jubbly. Oh, hello there, Rick. There you go. Beautiful. Couple of little happy faces popping up. That's new. Didn't see that before. Gaz is still going. So I think we're going to do a little bit of red and white for England tomorrow. Hopefully they can win for us, and you can win for yourself right now. Let's have a look how this gets on. Bush banners PA92. Let me just have a look where that is. Bush and then Kohaku. Again, remember, guys, these are what I was actually going to be taking to the show. But didn't have space in me VAT, so they're coming out on auction. They'll be coming out on auction every day, right? So 50 quid, NND Kohaku, hand-picked, Tozai. It's a 22 centimetre Tozai with a starting bid of £50. Who's in? Let's have a look in the comments. Let's have a look. Nobody. Oh dear. Okay, let's bring Gaz in. You ready, Gaz? Yep. Here he is. Can I hear you now? I still can't hear you, bruv. Your mic ain't on. Can anyone else hear Gaz, or is it just me? Tia. Well done, Tia. 50 quid. One of, again, someone that loves perfect aquatics. Guys. Let's have a look at this fish. Can't hear you, Gaz. Right, looking at the fish then, let's look at the build. All right, again, a Tozai 22 cm, absolute banging fish. This, Gaz, no one can hear you, bud.
Now they can, yes.
Oi,
Hey, oh, God, Windows updates, they're a pain in the bum, man.
oh,
Sorry.
Don't apologise, mate. It makes absolutely no problem to me whatsoever.
Last night, you know, when you get those updates and you think, I'll let it do the update, let it do its thing, and I'll just let it switch off afterwards. Yeah. My drivers for my headset was off and my microphone was no longer registered in here. So sorry, apologies.
It is
That took
what
some
it
doing.
is. Right. So we've sold somebody some. Well, Colin's just had a banger of an Arago.
Yeah, the Ochiba. Yeah, nice.
Pisses me off. He always gets my fucking, excuse me language, everyone, very unprofessional. Right, we're looking at this one anyway. Right, NND, guys. Right, so let me describe this fish to you. These are hand-picked from an unpicked pond up in the mountains, where one of the actual guys was sat opposite me. It's coming out on my video, actually. That's due to be released very soon. I'm still working on it. I think it was 351 clips I'm trying to stitch together. But basically sat opposite me and he was testing me throughout. Now, this fish, probably not for everyone, right? And I appreciate that. But for me, I think that this has got a quirky pattern. It's got a head pattern, and really weirdly, it sort of finishes bang on the shoulder. But the rest of the pattern, you know, the belly plate itself is so on point throughout that fish that the balance is there, and it adds for me to the character of the fish. The shiroji itself, right? For those people that don't know, shiroji is the white skin or the white color. It is on point. In other words, again, an extremely strong coloured fish, both in the red variety and the white. There is no colour leaking into the pecks. All the pecks are absolutely clean, including the last little bit of benny in the tail stop. Okay, again, doesn't leak into the fins. So tick box for those little credentials that everyone seems to look. As we then look into the benny itself, the sashi, it's no longer or no wider than 3 scales deep, which is what you're looking for with regards to a tozai. The kiwa is tidy; it will develop more. And as this fish grows, I think this is where you need your vision, right? So when the fish grows, it puts body on, and then it starts opening. That line on the head of the pattern, on the head pattern, that will come into play because you will see more of it. And I think that is when you are going to see this fish at its best. The benny in the rest of the fish, it already tells you what it's going to do. There's a good chance that done 2 and 3 will separate more looking at the pattern. Okay, so again, a future vision on this, you've got a bloody good bodied, good quality benny, excellent quality shiroji in the fish, where this can actually go on to become a decent size and decent quality. Well, it's already decent quality, better quality than what you're looking at. So, bit of red and white for the England boys, if you're into that. How are you seeing that, Gus? I'm quite surprised again. Everyone must be skint from the show.
Nice little fish, mate. Good body on it. Nice bright. The shiroji is nice and clean, isn't it? Very clean and nice deep benny again. Consistent throughout. And as you say, the kiwa, which is the leading edge, I'm right.
Back edge.
So the back edge, the kiwa, which is as Lee's put it, the kiwa. So at the back. That's now. What did you say for? Not for the kiwa, for the what's the other one? Sashi. The sashi should not be more than. That's only a scale, isn't it? Only one scale. Leading.
Shouldn't be two. It shouldn't be two scales. To be fair, that's a bit where we're looking at how that colour develops. We know that the colour is sitting deep in the skin. We know that there's a lot more colour to come. All right, now bearing in mind, I say this so much that I sort of bore myself with it, but I have to say it so people.
I'm glad you do though, mate, because I learn from it. So
no. When I say that, I don't mean to be rude with that. It's because I have so many conversations about educating people with the progress of how the koi come about. You see a koi like an onion. Every year it develops, more and more skin layers start to develop. Skin gets thicker, more lustrous. That colour, if you keep it on the right diet, will only intensify. The white will get better as the skin thickens. The benny will develop more. It will tighten up, and it will really start to push that colour through the actual skin of the fish. That fish for me, I hope 2 and 3 will split. And this fish, if you haven't seen NND fish when they get big, NND fish carry a lot of body. Fucking massive amount of weight up in the shoulders, and for a tozai, this has got all the attributes.
A big mouth, mate, too, hasn't it?
Mate, it really has got attributes, and again, it's more of the pattern. I think that the head pattern on this, at this age, it looks a little bit peculiar, but when this fish body's out and you start to see an adult shape,
more, and you get that more, that'll be laid across the back of the skull, so to speak.
It's going to change it.
Bigger.
Can you imagine when
like a heavy head pattern now because it's a small young fish, but a bigger
but
fish.
It is a pattern. It's not a solid head.
Yeah,
it is a pattern. It comes across the skull, right? But just imagine when that backbone starts to fill and you get that small little hump appear, right? That colour is going to sit round that treat and it's going to look fucking lovely.
It's nice.
It really will.
Clean, brilliant Shiroji as well. No, it hasn't got the pattern hasn't come up through the second and the third dam.
Yeah, I mean, I was taking these to the show, Gaz, but like I said, mate, I don't know if you was listening. I couldn't take all the fish. So what's good for me is I've got some really lovely tozai for auctioning. Oh, wow. So every week they are going to appear. They're not going to appear in the shop. They are my auction fish. So,
really?
That
was the problem, mate. I couldn't hear anything, so I couldn't hear what you said.
No.
You were in the background going, I had no idea what you were saying, mate.
So we've got about 10 or 11 fish. I filmed a koi that was in the auction, which I thought I'd selected for the auction, but actually it jumped across from the sold bay into the auction bay. So I nearly put Rick's fish from New Forest koi up for auction again tonight. So it's a good job. I was like, hang on a minute, I've seen this fish before.
That's been sold before.
75 quid, guys. £5 to take Colin off. Let's not let him steal everything. I promise anyone that is looking for a Kohaku for their collection, right? This fish is an exceptional fish for the future. For the future, an exceptional fish. The Kiwa, look at it there. You can see it in the top line. Look how that follows the scales, man. Really tidy, really tidy. Right, and you only have to look at what happened at the National Gaz to realise that, right? If you, again, I'm not banging a drum here, okay? I'm starting to make a name for myself. I can't turn up to the National and win a size 3 champion without an eye, right? Okay, so people take from me what they will. We've had one of the best trainers in the business, if not the best, being Alan Tate, right? And I will throw his name out there because me and Alan talk every day probably about fish because we're that bloody boring, all right? But we do, to a point that I'll discuss one of the fish that's coming up a little bit later on, all right? Because I don't know everything, but where I do get my info from is from a source that no one else can test, no one. So, this fish is going to be fantastic, and I really want to see this fish in 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years. If you can keep it in good condition, I think this fish is going to go on to look absolutely fabulous. No Benny, no Benny in any of the fins.
Any of his fins at all. None of the finnage has got out leaking into it, has it?
Not even in the door.
It didn't even go down low down the gill plates.
Everything is where it should be.
Yeah, everything is
where it should be. One thing that my place lacks is a growing on facility.
Yes.
However, things may change. That's all I'm going to say. And when they do, these fish won't be coming to auction. These fish will be in a pond and they'll be grown on for a year. But what I will do is I will document them fish and I'll get them to where they go a year on, so people can actually see what it is that we do, and what my eye is. Because I'm not an expert, but I do know, and I can see, and I understand development. So £85 back with Colin. Derek Moore, thank you for your bid, my friend. Oh, he's been in a few times looking at that. And Joe, £5 more.
Where's that lovely young lady that started off the bid? Is she not interested anymore? What was the lady's name?
Mia. She buys so many fish. She does. I think she come back to when she was at the Nationals. There parading around with a fella, and they kept coming in. Couldn't resist fish. It was great.
Did she take many?
Oh yeah, she buys all the time. Her and a fella buy all the time. Yeah, they have arguments of which one.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see a lady interested in it. There's not very many women that. Well, I know there are, but not.
There are, but yeah,
predominantly a male's hobby, isn't it? There's a lot. It'd be nice.
It is, but you say that today, mate. Down at the shop, I must have sold 12 koi to ladies today.
Oh, sweet. That's what good.
Mm. One guy come in, it was his birthday, so I'll give him a £5 off.
Do you think it's ladies purchasing for the partners, or do you think it's for their own particular pond?
No, they do it for themselves as well. And that's koi. That's not goldfish. Goldfish, we sell them all day long. But koi, yeah, there's a good 12 ladies in today taking fish. It's
good.
With their purple rinses
and
their red lipstick and their shiny handbag. They come in. Like a bit of banter. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on this. Again, a little bit too cheap, guys. I think that whoever, I could keep this for a year, and I reckon I would get 600 quid for that if I kept its quality for the size that I could get it. So here we go. 2 minutes is on then, guys. Come on, ladies. Come on, lady. I said, come on, lady. £1 fish, not in here though, not these koi, they're not £1 fish. You can go elsewhere for £1 koi, not my shop.
Have you seen that one there? Jigs has put in. Only thing my wife would buy for the pond is concrete to fill it in.
I've lost who it is. I met Jigs at the show, man. He is a unit, bruv.
It's funny though, isn't it?
He's a unit, mate. He's a big old lad.
He did make me giggle.
What did he say? He's got a mini or something, like an old mini and he must be 18 foot wide.
No, what you got? A classic mini.
He's got some little car that he shouldn't have. That's a minute gone. Minute to win it, guys. £5. I'll start the timer again for a 2-minute countdown.
He said to me as he were walking round, he said, I told you I had some funds come in and they were holding this bag of white stuff, which was a bag of bicarbonate of soda.
Fiat Panda, that's it. I knew it was something.
No
a Fiat Panda, that's probably worse than a Mini, isn't it? There's no street cred in a Fiat Panda.
Do you remember the old Fiat Panda, though? They were tiny. They were smaller than a Mini, probably.
Oh, it's Joe. After the koi show.
Oh, look, there you go. Joe's staying there. She's letting me upgrade bigger. There you go, mate.
Oh, boy. Well in.
That's what you want.
It's always good to have a lady on your side, mate.
I think my wife's only just forgive me for making my pond bigger. She's going to kick my ass when I do it again.
I like the way you said when I do it again. That's mint.
Yeah, there's not going to be a if. Definitely going to be a when.
So that is sold to Colin for 85 quid.
Congratulations,
bang on
Colin.
the button. Well done, Cole. Let me just put this up, mate, because I need to. Right, you know where I am. Let's do this one. Let's see what this does. Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
I put these in because I didn't know whether you could hear me or I couldn't.
Oh no, mate! It was literally just a driver update because of just updated Windows and me. Yeah, should have just done it automatically, but it didn't. I needed to unplug it and plug it back in again. Believe it or not, that's all it needed. Goddamn pain in the head.
Colin will be in trouble now. Buying more fish.
See there, Mark says I love the head pattern. See, something's different, ain't it?
Yeah, let's have a look what's coming in on the comments while that's playing in the background. Oh yeah, Mark. Good lad is Mark. Comes all the way down from Sheffield to our shop. Since he's found us, he will only come to us now, so he says.
Nice one, Mark.
Quids into your mark on that, mate. So 30 quid to fill. Right, okay. Let's have a look at the next one. Let's do this little banger. Okay, we'll go there. We'll whack that up there. I'll come down here. I've got so many different buttons to press. There you go. A Kawakami shusui, Tozai, a little banging 19 centimeter. Right, Gaz. This is over to you, my man.
Oh, budgies, mate. This is a budget.
You don't like them, do you?
Do you know that? Right. That's a nice one. I like the sky blue one when they've got that nice. But do you know what it is for me? And this is the reason why I can't pull it up. It's the head, man. It's that transparent head. But I know as they get bigger, that goes and the sargoy comes up and it thickens up, and then you don't see it. But it's
mate, you see nothing. I'm just looking out at mine. Mine's about 72 centimeters now.
But I bet its head's nice and solid now. You can't see that.
It's pure white, mate.
Yeah, that's the only thing with them for me. It's the again same as a Becco. The Becco's head can look pretty pants until it gets to a certain age as well.
Yeah,
and then
but again, you don't buy fish for now. You buy fish. See, if you're going to buy a fish when it's at that level, be prepared to put your hand in your pocket.
I don't know why I don't like them, because the Deutz and basically the Deutz counterpart of an asage. So I really should like them because I like asages. But yeah. I mean, it's a very nice fish, mate. Isn't it? There's nothing wrong with the fish past it. It's in itself. It's very clean, nice, good zip, nice time.
Banging zip, banging. Right. So let's look at the fish as a whole. Right, bearing in mind, mate. Right, we need to sell the fish. I've selected it out because it's a good fish. All right, it's a young fish. So actually, the black you're seeing through that skin right now is brain.
That's his brain. Yeah.
Right.
That's the only bit that pushed me off more than anything.
But it really shouldn't, right?
No,
because
it shouldn't.
You've got to have that forward vision. That head is as clean as a whistle.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Right? There's nothing in there, and I would say to you, go back to other people's auctions, other people's pictures, etc. Have a look at what they sell, right, and then come back and have a look at this, and you will see a difference in quality.
Yeah,
right. The quality in this koi is head and shoulders above other fish that I have seen on sale, and the reason I say that is I'm not slandering anybody. I'm just bigging this fish up of how good it is. Clean head. There's no black patches in the head itself, other than what's sitting under the skin. Right? That there's a difference between having black skin and the black part underneath. It's completely different. The zipper in itself is really full on this, all the way from the back of the head into the tail. Okay. The benny that's in it is a very good colour for this age of fish. It's solid, and the blue that you're seeing in it.
The blues are nice. That's the nice shade.
I don't think that blue is going to change, because if you look at it, it looks like as blue as the background, right? And that's where I think that when you buy this fish, as it gets bigger, will stay blue. So a true blue is what you need. You don't need it, but it's just an added addition to the pond that is extremely hard to get in koi. There's no guarantees that it will stay blue, but the deeper the pigment, the better chance you've got. And we call it a true blue, but no one actually knows. So when we look at the profile, go on, Gus.
I was just going to say, I think if I were going to have one, it would have to be an exceptionally good one like that. There are few and far between where you get a full nice zip like that, a full zip, and a clean head without
Yes.
having something spilling over onto the head plate on it.
Yeah, no little shimmy marks in there.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
one. Right. You will get a bit more benny development in it. It has to, right? Because this is a very, very young fish. Now, the other thing to look at in this fish is the profile. Now, guys, you say you don't like the head, right? But actually, in this type of fish, if you go too big a bodied, i.e. too big a shoulder, all right, and too short of head, so looking at the distance from the tip of the nose to the eye, all right, if that's any shorter on a fish like this, you are going to end up with a fat little a fat stumpy fish with a big fat belly in it later on. So when we're looking into the scaleless variety, i.e. Deutz, we're looking for a bit more of a slender fish. So when it gets bigger, it maintains that profile. So there's so much to look into when you look at these. When that white comes on the head, just imagine how much that Benny is going to stand out as well. It's going to look absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I'm not just bleating any old crap.
It's just the translucentness of it for me as when the younger fish. That I kind of, yeah. It's not the fish's head. It's just the trans. It just kind of weirds me out being able to see the brain.
So I've got a shusui in my pond. One of the first fish I bought after we got wiped out by a heron, and I literally bought it at 12 centimeters.
Yeah,
right. It's over 70 centimeters now, and it's one of the biggest in my pond. And my God, what a unit of a fish!
Yeah,
it's been through 2 heron attacks. Got a scar down one side where it's been stabbed. It jumped out of a bowl when I was measuring it up and flapped itself underneath our decking. So it was me pulling the decking up to get to the fish. Looked a bit worse for wear. And it's still there, mate. I could never, ever, but I could never get rid of it. No, it's got a few scales.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't knock them off like being flapped around.
No. But I've got a few. I've got, like, with it, it's got a few scales on it that were knocked about. But I could never get rid of it because it's gone through so much. I would hate to move it on and then not see it to the end of its days, because it's a warhorse, mate. Anyway, back to this one, an absolute perfect example. Now, the other thing I want to point out on this is one thing that people don't do. So again, just to bring you on with your ability to look at and appreciate koi, eye alignment is key. And if they're slightly off at a younger age, it's quite difficult, unless you've got one that looks a bit like Quasimodo. It's quite difficult to spot. If they're slightly out of line, as that fish gets bigger, it's actually a deformity. Those eyes will grow. If rather than being like here and here, if one's up and one's down, as that skull grows, that will get worse and worse, and you will get a slightly bent head. All right. So when you're looking at your koi, always look at your eye alignment, because when you look at this fish, they are bang on. That skull has not got anything, and I really think that this fish has got the ability to go places if you can keep it in good condition. I really do. But I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on because we've got plenty to get through.
Do you think you'll get the join up there with the Benny?
It's hard to tell, mate.
No, because they can change, can't they? Quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the Benny can continue coming. The thing that you've got to do with these is keep them clean. Again, looking after your water quality is the hard thing, because if you're in extremely hard water, they can start to fall to bits a little bit. So getting hold of them, you've got to get them looking good when they're young, and keeping them in good nick is the key. One thing that's brilliant about Kawakami is that he is a specialist in the shusui environment. So to get one looking this good at a tozai, you feed it, it will come. So that's a minute gone. Looking for another 5 to nick this off another Colin. So that'll be the third Colin in a row. If he takes this, over 100 people watching. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. Don't forget to give us a like, just to help people see that these go live as often as I possibly can on a weekly basis. 1 minute 30 with Colin Gillian at, or Gillan, if I've said it correctly. I apologise if I haven't, for 70 quid. So we've Colin for £70.
It's a bargain.
Ah, good. Yeah,
Even if I don't like a budget.
Yeah. I certainly, if I was,
one would be well worth, but that's, yeah.
You know, I'm going to try and stop saying what the fish is worth in the auctions because it sounds like you're desperate, and I'm not. But I'll say what I would have potentially put this up for in the shop in a second. That's 2 minutes up. Colin, I haven't seen anything else come through. 2 minutes is up. Congratulations, mate. You are a winner of a fantastic little shusui. You need to give us a call on the telephone number that's going across the bottom, mate, for the shusui, which is 094 as a reference number. Okay, and we'll take payment over the phone, or you can come down to the store to collect it if you're local or if you want a trip out. I would strongly advise to have a trip out because we have got 54 sales ponds. So plenty more fish in store. So just to go over what I would do, I would potentially hold this in store because it's so young. A little bit of food over the growing season, you know, you're easily, even in store, I'm easily going to achieve 6 to 8 centimeters without trying on this fish. So I will put this up to probably around 195 in store because I think that this has got some extremely good attributes to follow up on. As a young fish, this fish looks banging. So there you go, mate. You got it for 70 quid. Well done. What are we going to do that? Whee! It's good, isn't it? Right, just bear with me, guys. Again, I have to note. I don't know which one I'm bloody. That one. Oh, hang on a minute. I made an error there. Right, just talk amongst yourself while I fix this. 784. I put Colin down in the wrong fish. That would cause all sorts of problems, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, well, because you've got a couple of Collins anyway, haven't you?
You'll end up with a yellow monkey rather than a shusui for 70.
So now that I could go for.
Yeah, I can imagine. Kohaku was for Colin.
That's how Lee Hadfield did, isn't it?
Oh, he definitely got a fish. And he showed that as well. I don't know how well it got on though.
Nice fish though. When you seen it in back, mate, beautiful that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've got my own nice one. I think mine's better, but I'm going to be biased. What are we doing here? Right, okie dokie. We are going with this little sod. Oh, look at this! I really like this. I'm a lover for sanke. So again, this was starting back.
Quickie and pan, isn't it?
Where's my comments gone?
Now then.
Go on then, Gus. Over to you, my friend. £50 starting bid, NND, Tozai Sanke, hand-picked 22 cm.
Very
Over
nice.
to you, my friend.
You can see the TJMA coming there in the left-hand pick.
Yeah,
so it's got a little bit coming in. Good head, but a good head profile, and it got nice. It's got well, it's a very different head pattern, isn't it? You're going to get that little patch of sumi to come up dead center, just before the back of the skull. Now, would you class that as a Zumo patterning type coming through?
No,
Ish?
not quite. It's not quite there, Gus. No. If that Benny was on that second dam, if that was more over to the right and a join more, then yes, but no.
So then, A sandan.
Oh,
So it's a sandan then. Yeah, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
good lad.
Or yondan. Because it got a yondan style then, isn't it? Because it's got that tiny little piece there right at the back of the peduncle.
Yeah, that balances the benny.
Nice fish, mate, isn't it? Good body size. Nice little young fish, 22 cm. It's got a good profile. Nice, good,
It's got
clean
a very
pecs.
good profile. Very good profile. Go
Young
on, mate.
male.
Don't know. Can't say young male. Don't know it's male or female.
No, I'm saying, do you think young male?
Don't know, mate. It's hard to
More
say.
of a
It's
torpedo-shaped body, isn't it?
far too small to work it out, mate. Right, here we go then. Sanke, let's think for the future. Okay. So you don't want to finish fish ever unless you're buying a Sakai from Dragon Ball. You don't want to see all the sumi up immediately. Now this is still baby sumi. Okay. So what you see now has got every chance of retracting back under the skin.
Yeah, receding again.
And then redeveloping. All right. So we don't look at the pattern at all, first and foremost. Okay. What we are going to look at first and foremost is the body and the skin. All right. Body on this fish, hand-picked, very high quality. I was only allowed to take 50 out of a pond of these, and this one appeared as one of NND's top fish out of the ones that I picked. And when you look at it, it's got an extremely good size head. It has got a very, very tidy profile. Tidy with regards to when you look at it, it's not too heavy on the shoulders, but again, it all depends what you're looking for. The skin is extra good, very, very clean shiroji. The benny plate itself is very good for a young fish. And again, I'm going to take you back to progression. As that skin develops, gets thicker. With colour food, that will only intensify and get thicker. As it bodies out, I think that you'll find that the benny patch on the shoulders and the benny patch in the centre of the fish, that's going to start to open out. And then you have got where your sumi lies. Okay. Now the sumi is already very easy to read on this fish. So you are going to get a bit appear on the top of the skull. Okay, definitely. You've also got on the left flank quite a lot of subo sumi, which is white on black. Okay.
Yeah.
That is what people go for in a sanke. But I'm going to bring you back to Thursday. So on Thursday, when we showed the reserve GC, all right, that weren't that typical sanke where you got loads of subo sumi in between the red plates. That was a hell of a lot of belly, a hell of a lot of sumi, but the body, the skin, it's all there. So I want people to understand that you don't have to have that to get an exceptionally good fish. It's all myth, right? A fish will be judged on its body, its skin, and its pattern towards the end. The pattern will only ever really come into play when you've got two fish of equal standard with regards to body size and skin when they're next to each other. Then we break down the pattern, all right? But you've then got to look at whether or not the sumi is up at the same time as the benny, that is also up at the same time as the shiroji. Getting the three colours on point is what people look for in a showfish, all right? And you've got to get yourself out of that mindset when you're looking at tozai, because you've got nobody that has ever won an award with an underdeveloped fish, right? You could get a well-developed tozai, right? That's not going to go past its best early on, right? But when we're looking at the sumi on this fish, I think that once that sumi comes up, it is going to add so much balance to the pattern. So you see you've got quite a heavy benny plate towards the front, well, to the back where your subo sumi
You've got
is.
that switch through though, haven't you?
Yeah, and that's where you need to look. You've also got the tejime that's already started to show early on in the fish. If it weren't there, I wouldn't be bothered at this age anyway, but it's already there.
No, but you can see it's literally as they're starting to develop, can't you?
Yep. And on top of that, if you look at, again, the sashi, it's where it should be. It's not scruffy. It's all the way down. It's all the way around the leading edge of the scale on each plate where it needs to be. It's not going to be like that on the front on the dan that's on the shoulders, because the transition there on the skin won't allow that color to sit there, because it's skin on bone rather than skin on flesh. Okay, so and the kiwa in that second dan is bang on. It's already escalloped into there, so that will just tighten up as that fish grows. Okay.
Yeah. And there's one other thing that you've missed there as well, mate, though. If we are going to go into the last little bit, just to say and talk about the pattern, the second dan makes it a fish to love.
Oh, okay. I don't ever see shit like that, mate.
Look at the heart shape.
Yeah, the eye's in the beholder, mate. But yeah, I don't see stuff like that. What I see is an extremely well balanced Benny that's going to get better with age as that goes through. When that sumi comes up and tightens up and redefines, it's going to be there's a lot more. There's more sumi to come in that first dan as well. It's sitting deep. How strong it will come is a bit of a guess, but when it will come, it'll come good, because NND fish, like I said last time, they come and they're fucking bodied.
It's good. It's going to have it good, like you said though. That bit when it comes up there on the head, then you've got the subo that's halfway down it, and then it does a switch over from bene to sumi at the back quarter. Then you've got that nice little offset of the difference in pattern, haven't you? That'll look banging when it does come and it comes.
Let me put this up. Look at the Benny in that.
Yeah.
Right, against the Benny there. All right.
But it looks doesn't it? Because it's a front-headed Benny.
But look how deep the pattern. Look how deep the color is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. That is a fish that has got more development in it than that one. All right. And that is what you've got to look at. All right. And when we go back to this one, look how defined the sumi is in the black on that against that. All right. That is what you've got to have with regards to a forevision. Okay. So you've got to understand the process and trust that process, because this fish is going to be a beautiful fish when it turns into a more mature fish down the line.
I think that'll look nice with the offset pattern on the head as well. That big patch of Saroji coming through at the head, then to the red, to the bene, then stepping back again through to the sumi at the rear. I think it'll make a stunning fish pattern wise.
The
body there, the NND, that says it all really.
These pond of fish I held back from the show. This is something, if I had a growing facility, I would grow these on to see where they go. Very similar to another dealer, that what he does, I would do the same. I'm not saying I get the same results, but I would see same development, irrespective. You know,
nice blue eyes as well, look.
Oh mate, it's a beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. £60 with Simon Crofer. Okay, that so far is a steal. I ain't going to tell you what.
It's a steal.
They are they hold a price in the shop already for what I would have put them on at the show, right? So you're obviously looking out for each other tonight, or skint from the show, one of the two.
I just paid a heck of a lot more than that for my sanke. A heck of a lot more.
Yeah, and you will. Look at that.
Heck of a lot more.
That's it. Nice fish. 40 seconds left.
I've got to admit, though, you know, when I first started, and it probably wasn't as much until I met Daz, I wasn't such a big fan of sanke.
Yeah.
But I tell you, the more and more I see sanke and see good examples of them, the more I prefer a sanke.
Oh, Rick's in. Colin and Rick are both in. Unlucky Cole.
It's getting close to the Yamabuki as to being a favourite.
No. So one of my favourite fish are sanke, and I've got a good eye for a sanke.
The sniper.
Good eye. But we are starting the clock again. Every time there's a bid, that starts again, guys. Okay, so don't try and snipe the clock, because it resets. All right. Again, that is very underpriced from where it's from. And I ain't going to tell you what the price tag is until after the auction ends. Okay. Now, I did get a lot of negative feedback with regards to reservations on koi on the last auction we've done. Oh yeah, I ain't worried about when the sweet spot is. The sweet spot is now. You know, if you've got
When
the
he
dollar,
sits out there and puts his fish
you
on
know,
the screen.
I'll put my fish out there, mate. Every day is a sales day. Yeah, I'm a sanke man, and I've got a bloody good eye for a good sanke. And that has come from after a sagi. I then started studying the sanke harder than anything. So if there's anything out the two breeds that I've got an extremely good knowledge on is sanke and a sagi. My others, yeah, I've got good knowledge. It's getting better every time I study. Every time, you know. And I'll share my knowledge with you guys. So that's at 1 minute and 20 seconds. Come on then, Rick, if you want it, son. NND, don't know male or female. I think could be. I ain't going to say it though. No guarantee.
Ooh.
Here we go. Yeah, Rick's back in. I knew he would. Stop, reset, start. We've started the clock again. Back to you, Cole.
Is Colin wanting a third fish for the evening? That's
And
what.
lucky Pete.
Peter
Pete.
Phillips. Oh,
He's on Facebook, so he's a little bit. He's probably lagging more than YouTube. All right?
Look at that carp instead.
Rick was there first, mate. That little Benny spot in the tail stop adds so much to that, and when that sumi comes and just adds that little bit in there,
Just that little
it's going to complete the pattern. It's going to look really good.
Because
Really.
that's strong, isn't it? That's not a weak patch.
No, it's going. It's not going to go anywhere. That's going to stay
that's
there.
A strong little patch, isn't it?
And it will get surrounded by the sumi, and when that does, again, that's going to look really lovely and complete that fish.
Yeah.
Wish you could paint by numbers and know what it ends up like. Bearing in mind the GC of last year of Japan's All Japan Koi Show, that showed hardly any sumi for 4 years.
Wow.
The sumi came in its 4th year, and that bloke got that fish relatively cheap to what it should have if the sumi was showing where it would have been. So it's 1.5 minutes. Evening, Mark. River 7 barbel fishing. Right, you had a good one, mate.
Nice. Barbel are a nice fish. I like fishing for barbel. Strong buggers.
Yeah. Colin, I'm with you, mate. Come and see me when you're ready to do that. It's back when Rick, New Forest for $80. 10 seconds, guys. Let's get it in. And that is sold 2 minutes to Rick at New Forest Koi for £900. There's a commission to add on that, Rick, I'm afraid. I'm going to start charging you for hire of a
Hire of a vat.
Yeah, hire of a vat, mate. It's got that many fish on it.
Shop vat. From your own personal shop vat.
Yeah. But there you go. Right. Says it all, man. If an actual breeder and dealer is buying my stock,
The only
well
bought
worth the
a
price.
low part on it. That's the only reason why you got it in it.
Yeah, well, it does, mate. In honesty, if I've got somebody that deals in koi that uses them for breeding,
that says a lot for the thing itself, for the fish itself, doesn't it?
It does, man. It does. That was banging. I'm just going to point out that our pet shop license is on there. If you ever want to look us up, we do own a 5-star pet shop license, and that just as another little thing that we like to do. What should we do next? Let's
have you got? I don't even know what you've got, but let's say, have you got anything with some ginrin?
I have.
but it's not ready yet, is it? That's one of your end ones, isn't it? I picked on you.
Well, yeah, it is. But what I've sort of done, because England are playing, I sort of like wanted to have a bit of a red and white theme to start off with, and then throw a couple into the mix. But what we'll do is we'll do a bit more red and white, see where they go. But I think this is bloody very quirky.
Now that's nice.
Yeah, I think this is a very quirky. Again, it was coming to the show with me, but I couldn't take it. So all these fish, bar the last ones, were what I planned to take to the show. The tozai. Go on, Gaz. I want you to have a go, my friend. 50 quid starting bid, Shinoda. Just to put the first little sales bit in. Nice one. Gaz is obviously bid on that. Shinoda breeds one of the best Go Sanke Deutsch mixes in the world. And I ain't going to lie, I've got quite a few extremely good Deutsch Go Sanke.
I love all this. That's out that batch of all those with all those little spot type patterns all the way down a minute, mate. That's something different. That's mint. Beautiful body. Nice. Look how broad and wide its head is. I love how on a Deutsch, though. I just love how clean they are on the the Benny line edge of it. To me, they just literally look like they have been painted by numbers, as you were saying earlier on. That is something else. That. And I'll tell you somebody else that'd really like that too. And it's called Mr. Hadfield. But I don't know if he'd like it because it were Deutsch, but if it were a scale,
I wouldn't sell it to him anyway. He gets access to too many good fish.
That is a stunner. Imagine exactly, Colin. Imagine that at 60 cm. That's a little showstopper in your pond.
Right. Well, you're currently the leading bidder on it, Gaz. So
brilliant, mate.
Right. Let's not. Let's get that fish. Let's get that price up. Right. If you're looking for a Deutsch fish, look no further.
Look at
the pattern on this is to die for. And I don't like to start with the pattern. I'm more of a body sort of
Rick.
Even Rick's done you over. Wow. If you're going to go for a quirky pattern, it is a lot safer to go for
is it?
It's safer to go with a quirky pattern on a Deutsch fish, right? Because you can already see what it's going to do, right? They're so easy to read. But the defining thing that adds quality into this is, again, no colour leakage into any of the fins.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Dorsal's clean as brilliant white.
The head is already showing extremely good shiroji. Look how white that is at 21.5 centimeters. All right. Again, slightly off color, but you can see where it's going to go when it grows. Right. It's not going to take a lot to change that palette. The white skin itself is fantastic. It's top notch. No better than what you can get it other than age. And the Benny is next level. It is fantastic throughout the whole of that fish, and the pattern quirky as they come. So if you're going to get a Deutsch fish, get something that looks pretty.
There's only one thing that could make that better, and that's a tiny little small spot, just a little further up on the nose before the right eye, and then that would be the perfect Kohaku.
Okay, yeah, it may lack a little bit there, but let's not.
No, it's not lacking. It's not lacking it, but that if you want it,
it would change. But maybe
the only thing you can make it better.
If that spot was there, it wouldn't be on that screen now.
No, it wouldn't. No, it'd already be in my pond.
It'd still be in Shinoda's pond.
It would still be in Shinoda, babies.
But that don't take away. That don't take away because they keep so few. This is here, and Shinoda. You've seen on Lee, people would see on Lee Hadfield's video when he went back, they went into Shinoda and there was absolutely nothing left, right? And that is how in demand his fish are. Yeah. He had nothing left other than his bigger pieces, his sargoy that he was keeping for himself. But in his sales ponds, nothing. All right, and that is why that is an example of what you get. So again, far too cheap at 75 quid, lads. Let's get that. Let's
Come
get
on, guys,
that going.
get bidding on this one.
Simon Crowther's in though.
You're right there, Jeff. It wouldn't be in this auction. Jigs is right there. The price would be, 4 times that.
Oh, oh, good. I bought myself a few extra vapes. I'm not going to put the name of them on, but I'm currently vaping Banana Volcano. Take from that what you will.
Strawberry kiwi, not the best to be fair.
Okay, £80 on the bike again. So out for now. He's put for now in there. Yeah. Right, let's look at that. One thing we didn't talk is the body shape. Let's go back to what we were saying earlier. All right. A slightly bigger fish, but what a difference a few centimeters makes in a tozai. Okay. You can see a bit more width to the fish. You can see the higher backbone. Again, that's as the skeleton starts to grow, starts to fill out the flesh. Okay. And a few centimeters, believe it or not, makes a huge difference in koi. Well, Peter Phillips was in there first, Mark. I'm lucky, mate. Well done, Pete. Right. Other than the colour, which is all excellent, by the way, I'm not going to downgrade any of that because it is top notch. When we're looking at the body itself, for a Deutz fish, it's got what you're looking for. It's got that nice slender. It's not too thick and bulky at the shoulder end. Mark's back in at 90. It's not too bulky at the shoulder end. It actually follows a really nice profile. If that tail was slightly shorter, that would change the dynamics of this fish 100%, because you will not get a fish at 50 cm that will hold its shape. This fish will. Right? And I'm going to big up Vince here. Vince from Twisted Koi. Best Deutz fish at the show. Okay. It weren't massive. But I tell you now, if this was at the show,
that would have given it a run for its money.
It would have definitely given it a run
would have done for sure,
without a shadow of doubt. You know, and maybe I actually effed up a bit there, because I should have maybe considered some of these for my own show vat for a size 1. But I didn't. So that's in the past now. But again, because it's Deutz, it holds the quality. Yeah. Peter's back in at 95, Mark. It holds the quality as that gets big. As that shiroji deepens with that skin development, this fish is going to look fantastic. Well, it already looks good, but just imagine it on a larger scale.
You could purchase this fish and you could take it to a show with that quality looking as good as that. Come the next one, you could enter that in.
And you certainly could.
I bet you. Well, I won't guarantee it, but I would guarantee it. I bet my bottom dollar that would get something. If not, it would get some serious attention. It
certainly would, mate.
Yeah, for a torsai, that is banging.
Yeah. Extremely good quality fish, mate. And again, put on there. I've got a few of these in the shop.
Yes, you have. Quirky. You've got one that's a little. Well, one that I know, if it's still there.
4-step one.
Yeah, that's
still there. I'm not sure if I'll sell that. I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on, but Mark, if you want it, mate, you need to respond. You got 2 minutes, my friend. Peter Phillips, 95, is a man with a banging hot rod.
Beautiful little fish.
Look how clean the pecs are as well, mate.
I know, the sargoy on it. Look how clean the sargoy is. And it's a young fish, so it doesn't look as developed in the head, but that's young. It's a young toe size head, isn't it?
But the size of the head on the toes are
exactly. It's good. It's a good broad head. But when that sargoy comes up on the head, the same as the body, that fish is going to look mint. Yeah. It almost looks metallic.
It does, mate. It does, and that's a credit to the fish, mate, because that's how good the luster.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it, pal. You got it. Skin quality to die for, mate, on a young fish. Absolutely exceptional.
That's what you want to be looking.
That's a minute to win it, guys. I will start the clock on a new bid. You need to take this up to £100 to take it off of Peter's hands.
Isn't it? That's textbook. I'm not talking pattern. That's textbook what you want to be looking at for a fish's body and skin luster.
Yeah.
And when you pick your pattern that you want with that attributes going with it, that's what you want to be looking for in a torso.
Fantastic looking fish, is it not?
Yeah.
You know, absolutely banging. That's a minute and a half. Another £5 is all I'm looking for. £100 to restart that 2-minute timer, guys. See, no one gets bored of just watching this. It's better than just having a picture in it.
Yeah.
You know.
Way better when it's moving. You can see how fish performs and moves as well, can't you? Evening sight.
150, gone. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Sold to Peter. Peter, I know that you know where we are, mate. You was in the other day. Again, he was in the other day buying fish. I bet he didn't see this one because it weren't on show. So congratulations, mate.
Joseph Edwards, you're just too late, mate.
Was he? Was he at Facebook?
No.
Okay. Right, let me just put him down on here. But do not worry, guys, because Kraft is here.
These are some bargains this evening.
Oh, they're banging bargains, guys.
You ain't getting these kind of quality fish anywhere else for this money, that is for sure.
And it's not about the dealer you get them from. It's about the breeder they come from. Because all dealers get the same fish. Well, not the same, exactly the same, but they all get them from the same breeders. Right? That I will say. But it's having the ability to identify a good fish that helps.
Yeah.
But right, let's put that up there. Well done, mate. Let's have a look what the comments are saying. Joe, unlucky, my friend. Keep your eyes peeled, though, because we're about to do something good. Yeah. And he shouted that at the top of his voice because it's in capitals.
Again.
Right, let's go for the next one. What are we doing next? Done that one. Let's just change that to that, and then we'll go from that into that, and then we'll go up there. Another one. Okay, so £50 starting bids, guys. I ain't gonna rub it on about it because the same applies here. It's another fantastic Deutsch Kohaku from Shinoda. This time we nicknamed this one Rudolph.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me put the other screen on because that looks.
You should have saved this for Christmas.
Yeah, I could have done, couldn't I? £50. Let's see the colour of your money, guys. I don't need to talk it out. Balance of the patterns there. The Shiroji's on point. It's probably a little bit slimmer than the other fish, but don't take that away from nothing because that's good on a Deutsch fish anyway. There's absolutely zero colour leak into the fins. And Simon's straight in there with £60. Well done, Simon. Bit more of a balance on the pattern, i.e. from nose through to tail. Maybe not as quirky, but an extremely good split of Shiroji and Benny on a 50-50 mix. Yeah, well done, Mark. you need to get bidding, mate, because this is another little banger. Gaz, over to you, mate. Let's have a look what you're seeing.
This, well, again, mate, it's for a 21 cm young fish again. It's already looking well developed, isn't it? The Shiroji again in the body, which is again the same as we were saying earlier. Such a nice, bright, vibrant skin luster to it. Again, showing deep quality like that within a fish of this age already. The Benny is super rich, isn't it? Again,
right. So one thing I probably failed to mention, right,
all the way through
on a good colour food, that is only going to get better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's young colour. So imagine how much more you can boost out of that fish, you know, with the right colour food. And Kohaku just asked a question. No, it's not £30, it's 25. Okay, we only charge 25. We do get a knockdown rate into against others because we do so much business. So we get a cheaper rate. I'll pass them savings over to you guys. So it's only 25 quid, guys. But this fish is currently with Simon Crofer at £60, £5 minimum bids. Let's get 65 quid for this. And then we'll get it on the nose. Whee.
Oh,
See what I did there, yeah?
can you hold a fish for a week if payment is made?
Yes.
There you go, Joseph. Quick, get your bid.
Of course I can.
Have that at 65, 70.
I've been holding fish for some time for some people. However, you've got to understand that things happen. We'll guarantee it if the fish jumps out of a pond, but you know, other than that, we'll keep it in bloody good condition because our sold fish are showcased to the public when they come round. They get to see what's sold. Right. We've also got a pond that has the auction fish in it. So when we select, they get put into an auction bay. So £60, come on, guys, that's worth more than £60. You wouldn't even get that fish at the show for 60 quid, let alone on this auction. Right, and that's no word of a lie.
Same thing again with it. When that Saroja comes up through on that head, those two little, the first down there into the second, when that gets that beautiful crisp white around that colour is going to pop like hell.
Again, the balance in this pattern's excellent.
Yeah, it is. You couldn't ask for. I mean, is it this? Is it as quirky as pattern as the other one? No, it's not. We've got that front section which is a bit more of a solid. But when you see the offset to the pattern as it goes down through the fish's body, it creates balance through it.
But again, a real good split, 50-50, Shiroji and Benny.
100%, mate, yeah. These are just fish that
thank you very
look
much.
Amazing in your pond.
Yeah.
When they get some size to them. In
Absolutely.
the right conditions, the right pond, the right food, with temperature, this fish will grow and it'll grow fast as well.
So one thing that just sprung to mind, we often see a heavier or a deeper colour on the head than what we do the body. All right, and the reason for that is the colour transition from bone to flesh changed the pigment slightly. So you require a little bit more development in the fish for that colour to balance itself up eventually, for that skin to start to thicken up and stretch more. All right. Look at the colour transition on this fish from head to body. It is minute in the palette difference, right? Which only shows the quality that you're looking at, right? If that was well off colour, all right, it'd look a completely different fish.
Clean pecs, clean finish throughout, not a little bit of spillage into any of them.
Yeah, one thing I ain't put on any of these tonight is HQ or VHQ, etc. Right, this is a very high quality fish, as was the one before, and the reason for that is because when I chose these fish, they was merely in mind to take to the koi show, but I couldn't take everything, so I had to pick and choose what I took, and I thought I'm going to keep these back because these will be perfect auction fish, showing the quality. Right, not any old picks, quality. Simon Crofer has yielded. However, we haven't started the timer yet. If anyone else is interested, let's have another fiver. Currently with Mark Childs on £75.
Yeah, I agree. When that opens up and that body grows, there, as Kohaku says, 100%, and that lifts up, that's gonna be a banging fish. Clean.
Yes, extreme. For me, it's the transition from the Shiroji to the Benny. Okay, in a Deutz fish, you can see that it's quite scruffy sometimes on lower quality. When they're not, it's as if they've been oil painted in, and there's a lovely sharp line. Voila.
All the way around it, mate.
Voila. As it was with the previous fish.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to start a 2-minute timer then. 2-minute timer, boys and girls. Tia, this would look good in your pond, girl. If you're still
Especially
watching,
when it's
which
bigger.
probably is. Yeah.
And that was the pond I was meaning. When the pond's bigger, not the fish. The fish will look good throughout
Like
any
a
size it
Picasso
grows.
brush. Look at that. Imagine that head when it gets pure white as well. How much?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's when that head comes nice and clean. Clean. And fills
No,
in.
you're right. Yeah, white when it turns
Yeah,
white.
bright
rather
white.
than-
That's
rather than
gonna
the translucent.
that's gonna make that pattern and finish it.
Tia's not a fan of that one. That's fair enough. Then it's not.
You'd like
everyone's
it at
taste.
Christmas. Everybody will want that fish. At
Oh, I'll
Christmas.
tell you, I probably could have done that. Should have done that, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
Put
tell you.
antlers on it.
Put that one on a Christmas card. Come Christmas, everybody will want that.
This is true. Don't worry though, Tia. I've got plenty more coming up. Plenty more. One minute, 20 seconds gone. 40 seconds remain. If anyone's wanting it, get your bids in now. Don't delay. There is a slight lag sometimes, and like we've seen earlier, it often happens. You get outdone by the clock.
Is Mr. Mike Child's going to be getting that one?
Yeah, looks like it could be Marks at this.
It could be. Likes his khakis. Look at that for a thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Karashi going background as well. Back look of it. All right.
Okay, so that is sold to you, Mark. 2 minutes. Bang on, mate. Congratulations. I know that you've had fish off us before, but I'll go through the formalities. Remember, £25 postage if you want it. That fee belongs to that fee is the courier's fee, not ours. We pass that fee over to you guys, so we don't profit at all on any of that. So remember, if you take hold of the fish, nothing can be returned due to biosecurity. Quite simply, we would work with you to make sure that so that happens. Congratulations. Oh, Chris is in the house. Are you, Chris, mate? Nice of you to make it, pal. Right. This is where I get all fingers and thumbs. So just bear with me. That is PA 95. I think. Am I right? No, PA 96. That was the one that didn't load.
A five
I tell you. Mate, and you know something, I could have filled it all tonight.
You could have done with,
I've got some real good fish.
You got some really, I'll be honest with you, mate, I was blown away when we come down. You got some really damn good doits. Lots of them. Well, you did have.
I still have because I took them off public, mate, for the show. And I also kept them in green water.
Yeah. Some of those show doits show that you got, mate, are banging. Some beauties in there.
Let's have a look on this. Where we're going for. Done that.
I feel your pain there, Kohaku. We spent too much $2. Oh, man. Yeah, that's something, mate. You want to see that one that I've got? It looks mint. It's darkened up so much. It's unreal. The ginrin is popping like crazy. See it swimming out pond. It just sparkles everywhere. That is really bloody nice. Look at body on that.
Wait until you see the gin. When it gets in the right light, man, this gin is mind-blowing.
And I'll say this, guys, just so you know.
We might have cut. Right, so we had to cut this video short because of the file size.
When you uploaded it.
Yeah, because it was one of the ones that was causing us a bit of an headache today. But I promise you the gin on this fish is exceptional in the right light. Bearing in mind, we have to block out some of the light in order to prevent reflection. So this is happening outdoors. We've got a double skin to try and prevent that reflection. And when the sun hit that, fuck me, man, it looked absolutely fabulous. Now you've already got one of these, guys.
I have, mate, and I swear to God, it is mint. It looks banging now. It's been in a little bit of sunlight for a couple of weeks. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that one, but it has come all the robing, man, just stands out. But the ginrin, when you catch it in the sunlight as it swims across pond, it pops like crazy. Very nice, mate.
Really
I'm well happy with it. Very happy with it.
Okay, so one thing we're looking at in sargoy is they're quite prone to shimmy. Okay, shimmies don't really take much away from a fish if they're extremely few and far between. Okay, you look at the saggy, right? There was one there by Phil Norton at the show, shimmy in it, took first. All right, so again, it's a small demerit, and it's well known in this type of fish that it happens. All right, so what we're looking at in the head is whether there's any tiny black specks. Right, those tiny black specks at a young age will develop into some rather big black specks later on in life. This fish is clean.
Clean.
All right, which means when you get bigger, it will darken up, but it won't darken up with big black splodges. All right, which is what you don't want, which is what you're not seeing, I'm assuming, Gaz, because that you have is clean as well.
Mine's clean as a whistle, mate. It's just become a lot. It's just everything's just emphasised more, if you get my meaning.
Yeah,
all the robing lines have become really prominent. The little outlining around the pectorals, around the tail, up the dorsal, just popping, man. They're really. It's that good, mate. And the other day, I nearly balled it up just to show Vicky and Daz just how much better now, over a bit of sunlight, it looks. Not that it didn't look, but you know, when they've been indoors for a bit, when they get that sun on them, it just made it more vibrant. The gin's good, mate. Really nice fish, Steve.
Right, so the gin in this fish, right, would fall into what we call the Hiroshima gin. Right, I may be mistaken, but I don't believe I am. Which is basically like shattered glass. Right, that is a Hiroshima gin style. This fish oozes gin from, again, I'll say it like I've said it before. When we're looking at the gin quality starts at the back of the head, all the way through to the tail stop. Right, and this fish has got that, and it has got it extremely deep. So you're not seeing. I really wish I had that picture from earlier. See if I've got it on my phone, and whether if I have, I'll try and do it there. Right, let's have a quick look.
Tier at 120.
Oh.
You'll not, honestly, whoever gets this will not be disappointed with it, with how it looks when you see it in person. It's got a nice, good, thick peduncle and all on it, that.
Mate, the body on, well, sargoy get big anyway. If you're getting the right body shape, you only have to look at the right body on this. The backbone's sticking out that much, it's almost bursting through the skin. You know,
mine's chunked up as well. Craft, it's a greedy bugger, a well greedy fish.
I'm trying to get it on the right spot. It's proving difficult.
Would buy it. Oh, 10% battery. What the heck?
Oh, you're not plugged in, guys?
Yeah, I am.
Let's see. It's not liking the screenshots. I don't know if it'll come out on the camera. But look at the shine in that. That is how good the gin is. You can't. With the bit that caught the sunlight in this was absolutely fantastic. And whoever gets this fish, again, I'm being robbed at 120 quid. This fish is by far worth a lot more than this. And again, in a price you would see at a show either. Absolutely fabulous. But that's what we're doing our auctions for. Yeah, Mark's already got one. I believe the last ginrin sargoy won in the auction growing well, great body, and guinea's amazing. Right, let's have a look at the fish then, because I've sort of been a bit lazy. So, looking at sargoy, we've already covered the aspects in the head when we're looking for shimmies. When we look at the body, again, a chibi nisai. What does chibi nisai mean? It means that it hasn't been pushed for growth. It hasn't been kept in warm water. It hasn't had a sack of sake thrown down its throat to body it up and grow it big quick. Right? That don't mean to say it ain't going to grow, because it really is. And it's just grown at a natural rate. Okay, so this is what most people would achieve if they bought a tozai from a store and then took it home and fed it twice a day, keeping it in an English pond without any sort of effort to sort of like develop that fish. Okay, this is the sort of normal growth rate that you see. So again, when it's in our ponds are obviously overstocked in comparison to a normal garden pond. And we have to have that stock in order to give a selection of fish for people to choose from. So the food that we give, and that is enough to keep them in a very healthy condition, all right, but they're not pushed and they are extremely competitive. All right, so if I was to bring this into my garden pond, we're taking the stocking level down from potentially 60 fish in a pond in a small body of water into a larger body of water with more food and less fish. So you're going to naturally see an additional growth to the fish. Now, sargoy, quite well known for being a friendly fish, so quite happy to come up and feed if you train them well, which then adds confidence into other fish, more skitty fish. So they will help you train your other fish to come up for food as well, with a little bit of patience on your behalf. The body in this fish, exceptional. Big backbone means it's going to hold a lot of mass, and it isn't lacking any body, any shape of imagination.
It's got a good body.
Fish. Extremely good body. But the one thing that stands out on this fish is the ginrin. It is deep. It is absolutely immense, all the way from the back of the head into the tail. And again, I wish I could show it in sunlight because it puts it into a different league. And that currently with Tia at 120 pounds.
And the nice robing that webs over the top of it, just to finish.
Yeah, I mean that's even going to develop more as well as that skin grows and the food grin starts, and the skin grows between them scales and pushes it out.
Yeah,
adds even more to what that fish becomes.
Mine's already starting to fill out, mate. It's lucky. I will say this much: my greediest fish being the chag, always the first. But this one, honestly, it sits queuing, waiting for the feeder to go off. And I'm not joking you. It's there minutes before it, ready and waiting.
Yeah, I've got two of these in my pond.
Yeah.
One of them I bought developed quite a high cart pox outbreak on it. So it's going through its second year now to see if it can chew that off. So I bought another one, and yeah, that smashed the one that I bought from before. Not nothing to do with the pox, but I bought another one on the off chance. So if I need to get rid of that, because I will, because of the cart pox, because it's too heavy. If it doesn't overcome it by the beginning of next year, I've still got one in my pond, because every pond needs a little bit of bling, and a little bit of bling in the form of a silver bar, a golden bar, and a grey bar, which is what these are. So we've got ginrin benegoy, ginrin chag, one of these, and a platinum as well, because every pond needs some bling, and so do ladies. That's why Tia has been in on this.
Yeah.
Yes,
Crafty. You can't beat ginrin, and I think the sargoy is that the sargoy and the karashigoy is probably one of the two best that you'll pull ginrin through on, in my opinion.
Okay, so 2 minutes timer has started, and we're already 40 seconds through that. So again, I'm being robbed blind.
The chibi nisai, this should grow really good as well.
Oh, it will grow really well. The body tells you that. I've bought, put it this way, mate, right? when I get, I've already got some tier to answer your question, all right, and we'll cover that question when you come in the shop. I'll take you through it. I've lost my train of thought. Right, chibi nisai, right? When I go out to Japan again, I will be looking at getting chibi nisai because I'm hoping by February I will be in a possession of a growing on facility. And if I do, them chibi nisai, all right, take the word chibi out, they're small. They're small nisai, natural grown size. Put them under heat with a little bit of water. And when I say heat, in a polytunnel, no additional boosting, all right? Just getting that water temperature up with a load of food in there, that will body them up and they will sprout, no problem.
Yeah.
No.
And quick.
That is 155, 4 seconds. 3. There you go, Tia. Well done. You're now the proud owner of a ginrin. Ginrin Benny Goy. I was just reading that by Jay Biggs. A ginrin sargoy. Well done, darling. That is exceptional. And that is £1,200. Well done. It's not really before you start worrying.
Colin, you're 100% right on that one, mate. I could quite happily fill my whole pond with single colours. I think single colours
You're welcome.
are going to be, well, not. They're certainly catching my attention a lot more. If you've got single coloured fish against each other, side by side in the pond, and have 4 or 5 different variations of different single coloured fish, don't half look good.
And you know what's good about single colour, mate? Because they're not messed about with so much with regards to breeding and overbreeding.
Yeah,
they're closer to the left-hand side, therefore they get bigger and they're hardier, which means then don't come. Like, yeah, they'll get parasites, but they won't succumb to parasites as quick. Yeah. You know, they're able to water changes, things like that. They'll be able to deal with them, no problem. So, and you're right in what you're saying there, Cole, as well, like what Gus was saying. So, right, let's bring us over. All right, let's take that off somehow. How do I do it? Up there, on there. There we go. Right, what have I got left?
I knew you'd have a nice ginrin one today. I'm a good one, that, mate. I like that. But I've always been a fan of the sargoy. I've been gutted since I lost mine years and years and years ago. Well,
I didn't want to.
Oh, is that Magoy?
Oh, I ain't going to put that in yet.
Wow.
We'll go on this one.
Oh, sanke.
And we'll go up there.
That's nice.
Sakai Fish Farm Sanke. It's a nisai, 36 centimetres, starting pitch at £300. Right, Sakai.
Sonny, shut up.
Kuchibeni. What's Kuchibeni, Gaz?
It means a red lipstick.
Excellent, right?
In Japanese.
So, exceptionally lovely. I'm going to start with the colour and then go into the body. The benny is exceptional on this fish. All the way through, very well proportioned. Some people like a little bit of heavy berry on the front. The Kuchibeni really tops that front section off and then breaks down towards the back. Sumi is coming there. Is 2 small spots behind the head that is sitting deep. You have got to trust the process and wait for this fish to come into its own. All right. At the moment, when you're looking at that,
just before the dorsal come in there as well.
Yes, that's there. It's more towards the front. I'm concentrating. I don't know if the camera's picking it out, but there is very deep benny, very deep sumi spot at the back of the head on the left. Yeah. You've, like I said earlier about the All Japan Koi Show fish, that in itself 4 years before any sumi really come. All right, so you've got to just wait. Lee Hadfield, one of the fish that he showed this year, it was very similar to this fish actually, where it lacked the sumi at the front end. And lo and behold, one spot comes up, change the whole complexion of the fish.
Yeah.
Okay. I will sell it at 300 quid if someone wants to give me 300 quid for it. It's from Sakai Fish Farm, leading farm of all koi. The body on it is superb. Bit more food, bit more volume, bit more size, right? That is going to come into its own. Okay. What I will say is I'm going to do something different. Whoever puts 300 quid in there now, I will sell that fish to them for 300 quid. There you go. If you want it, put 300 quid in there, it's yours. Right. Now, this fish is currently going for 795 in the shop. Right, can't get better than that. And before anyone starts picking on the Benny in the fin, if you're not showing, it don't matter. Number one, if you are showing, it don't matter. It's a small demerit. But what do you reckon?
Good body fish, mate, that, hasn't it? That's got a good body on it, hasn't it? 100%.
Evening, Steve.
I like, to be fair, mate, on that. I mean, body's there all day long. Quality's there in the skin luster and everything, as we've always say every time. But if you go to the pattern, I like that bit. You know, the separation from the coochie benny through to the head plate.
Yeah.
Strong colour all the way through, from the head all the way through the body of the fish. Rick, the New Forest koi, 300 quid.
Okay, sold to Rick from New Forest for 300 quid. There you go.
Beautiful.
Man of my word. Congratulations, Rick. Well done, mate. And
Simon Kraut.
too late, mate. It's not certificated, but guys, it's too late. You've got to get in quick, especially when Rick's about, for things like that. It's a bargain. An absolute bargain. All right. So be prepared. Right? Because you just don't know what's going to happen in my auctions. I can do it.
Oh.
Superb. Right. Let's just look over it though. All right. The shiroji in itself is fucking fantastic.
It is, man.
The Benny quality throughout that whole fish is fantastic. The sumi that's up is going to stay there, and that's only going to contract more the older this fish gets.
As well, with a body shape, body posture like that.
Right. People was going to ask me, why did you do it? All right. I'll tell you why. Right. That's how much that fish cost me. All right. So I've just passed that fish on for what it cost me. All right. And I've had it a little bit longer because the sumi weren't where it is now. It was right down. People look past them. All right. But I've got to make space in my ponds for my new stock next year.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So well done, Rick. It's not certificated, mate. I will say if it's certificated. And lucky Sai. Well done, though, Rick. I know he would. And lucky Sai. There you go. Well done, Rick. Well done, Rick. Well done, Rick. And obviously, Flaming. Right then.
Keep feeding it, Sakai.
That's all I feed, mate. You know that. And he does know that as well. Fucking wants to know how much I pay for it and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, this is a maggot, isn't it? Look at that. That's not something you see every day.
That is not a magoi.
What is it then?
Right, I'm going to hide the ticker. All right, let's have a look in the comments. If anybody can tell me what this fish is.
Hang on. It's not a maggot. How can it not be a no.
Keep
How can it
watching.
not be a maggot?
Let's have a look at this then.
It's not a chag. No.
No,
No.
not a
Not
check.
a chag.
Its nickname is the crow. Right? These fish are very, very rare. I'll tell you what we haven't put on. In a minute. Is it uploaded?
Trevor. That's no. The crow.
Oh, That is nicknamed the Crow.
Caruso.
Congratulations, Trev. Right, Karashagoi is the name. You don't see many of these about.
That's bred about 12 of them last year.
Yeah, but getting
Seriously,
good ones, mate. Yeah, but you should keep hold of them.
We sold them.
I tell, yeah, right.
Dave, DT Kai's got 2 of them in his pond.
If you've got a window, right, these fish are a must. And I'm only starting this rare fish at £200. All right, it's the only one I've got in the shop, and that's how rare. And last year I only had one. All right, that is how hard they are to get. All right, so as soon as this come about, I took it. You can, right? Okay, you can't see them. Yes, you can. If you can't see them, how the bloody hell did I catch them? Right, number one. You see them, if you've got a window, the orange belly on these is absolutely unique, right? They are fantastic fish. And again, when they get big, right, that orange glows and it looks absolutely fabulous. The other time you see them is when they're coming, when I say see them, when you see that, when they come up to feed and they're vert, buff, big smile on your face. That is why I've turned that fish over.
They also come in red, orange, or yellow to the underside of the bellies, being the same type of fish. Totally,
right? And if
rare.
You want a rare fish,
rare.
Yeah, they are rare. You know, they are rare. But again, marmite fish. But what fish isn't marmite? You know, the fact that they're black, all right, will turn people off. All right, don't let it turn you off, because to have summer as beautiful as what that is, now you've got to appreciate koi. Right, there are so many different varieties. Being able to get your hands on ones like this is extremely difficult. All right, and I'm letting it go cheap because this is worth a huge amount more than that because of the rarity, and not only that, it's coming from a very good breeder in Yamaju. Right. And honest to God, the person that bought the one off me last year has already been into the shop this year. He showed me what that fish looks like in its window, and I kid you not, absolutely blown away by it. All right. But again, 200 quid is all I need to see for someone to take it home.
And as Diggs has just put in there, mate, Japanese culture states everybody should have one black koi in their pond, and the reason for that is to ward off bad karma, in a sense.
Correct. I've got a black koi in my pond. I've got a ginrin sargoy that is black. Looks absolutely not a ginrin doit sargoy. Sorry, that is a black fish. Some people say it looks like a mirror. I tell them to piss off. It's a ginrin sargoy. Golden scales look good. Right, if I ain't going to see anyone, I'll tell you what, 150 quid. Let's drop it down 50 quid and see if anyone else wants to bid you up.
I'd share you this with you.
It's not for girls though, mate. I can't have that.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll just steal that one off you straight away.
Still my thunder.
Oh yeah, Colin's tench is beautiful as well. Big old fish. I'll tell you what, Cole. When I come down, mate, I'm taking a video of your chag. He has got a fucking 98 centimetre chag, man.
Don't they look a different profile fish when they're in such a dark colour?
Yes. You know, okay. Don't look like we got any takers. I always knew that was going to be the case. With the right person, they go. All right. So, if anybody wants it, hit it up in the comments. I'll take £150 for it. Let's have a look. Do I go any lower, guys? No, I ain't going to.
It's worth more than that, mate.
I nearly forgot this fish. I'm looking to see whether we've got a ticker for it.
Are you in the shop tomorrow if they come and get theirs? Crafter?
Yes, I am. I'm in tomorrow.
Sorry to you. I did spot that when you put it in earlier. I just forgot to read it out.
Right, let me just bring the next fish up. I haven't got a ticker for it. Bush. I'm going to make a ticker while we're online, so bear with me.
50 quid.
No, it's not 50 quid.
I was going to say, God damn. Don't put
Right
that
then.
ticker on again.
Sargoy. Starting, it's not that one. Ginrin Shiro. Oh, that's why I didn't do it. Starting price on this is £100, guys. I haven't got a measurement, but it's...
That is a good fish, Jigs. Treat yourself, mate.
Bear with me, guys. I do apologise. This is obviously been...
That should be smacking up already in price. 100 quid starting bid, gents. Ladies and gents.
Ginrin Shiro, bish bash bosh. Every day of the week.
Breeder.
I'm just looking on me notes, guys. Bear with me.
I'm going to say an ND.
No, it's not an ND.
Oh,
It's a Fuchi, I believe, but I'm just going to double a Fuchi. Yeah.
it's got a nice body on it. Got nice profile there.
Okay, so it is 32 centimeters from a Fuchi, and starting bid is £100.
Come on, put your hands in your pocket, mate. You know you like these.
You have on a smaller scale. You're so right. Right then, Ginrin. There you go. That is a good fish. Right, where do we start with this? Sumi is still sitting under the skin. So still a lot more development to come, but when it will come thick and it will be black. The white skin is already looking good, but outside of the body line, right, if you look at the gin on this fish, you can see how powerful it is across every aspect into the sumi and into the shiroji. Okay.
Yeah. Showing for off, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, which is what you're looking for in a pattern fish. The gin needs to shine through every aspect of every color, right? In a poor quality gin, you will see that fades out in the darker colors, right? Again, it's not a poor quality. Poor quality is probably being a little bit too hard, if I'm honest. In a lesser quality, a better quality gin shines through every color. Right, you still can get a really nice fish that just lacks a little bit in the gin in the darker areas. Again, it's a demerit into that gin variety. But you will see on this fish how far the gin goes, and that's what makes this fish exceptional.
Yeah.
Not only does it go down a few scales, it goes down a lot of the scales.
It's going down a hell of a lot. That's what I leant forward to look at. As it turns there, you can see that's pushing down 6-7 rows. You know, and officially for showing, Mr. Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but it needs to be 3 rows of gins either side of the the dorsal. If it's got 3 rows of gin, that's considered good enough for show. Or
that's right. That would be classed as a gin. That's correct.
And that goes way, way beyond that.
Oh, there it is. There, we did have one. There you go. I thought I was going mental. So chibi this size, 32 centimeters, starting bid £100. Right, guys, I'm going to give you a little bit of info on this. That
surprised me. It's not even had a single bid, mate. Really
to get a bloody good fish in the Gin Shiro class is difficult. Right, let's look at the body. All right, its head's yellow-ish. Again, it's a young fish. That will whiten up as it gets older, right? And that's what needs to happen. And it will happen. Trust the process. Okay. The sumi is underdeveloped, which means that it's still going to come. You can see the transition from the head into the shoulders, how it fades off. Shows that it's sitting under the skin in the rest of the fish. That when that comes and it darkens up, that's only going to, and you can see the gin in the fish already, that's only going to emphasize that more. The darker background is going to emphasize it. And that is because the gin is such a good quality. When you're looking at the structure for such a small fish, well, I say such a small, but for a 30 cm fish, 32 cm fish, it doesn't pinch in anywhere. It follows that contour lovely. All right. It's not been pushed, right? Naturally beautiful. Right. And again, 100 quid is far too cheap for a fish of this quality. In 2 years' time, when there's more development on this fish, that zoom is up, that body's widened, right, and that gin, right, will be even more spectacular, and the head whitened up. And the reason why I'm saying these things is to give you an idea of the vision of where it's going to go. All right, you've got to show quality shiro at Sori in the ginrin class.
It's a very nice balanced pattern as well, Crafty. I mean, the body and everything's there in it. As the gin's there, as you can see, but even the pattern's good.
Yes.
Hang on that. That's, you can't not. This should be. Each to their own.
Ginrin doesn't do anything for a shiro, but again, and I'll tell you why. Right, that's a fair point, Marek. Right, for you, it doesn't. Right. However, speaking to somebody earlier, and again, I'm not going to say any names, but you'll know who it is because I speak to him all the while. All right, I was discussing this fish. Right, these fish are extremely rare. To get a good one for a Jap not to cull and to put into their selection, and again, remember the hand-picked, right? In itself is a rarity.
Yeah.
I was asking how many of these get shown, all right, and not many. And the reason for that is that there's not many for sale. And that's probably because of what Marek says, which is, in his opinion, a ginrin doesn't do anything for me. Well, I've just sold a sanzai in the shop, ginrin, the only other ginrin shiro in the shop, and that come in at 68 centimeters, and only then was it at its peak, right? And that took 3 years for the development. Well, you put 3 years development in this fish, and you've got a better one than I've just sold in the shop, because the gin is by far more spectacular. And this fish is too cheap at £100. Okay, so again, rarity is what I can shout of a good quality or a very good quality, i.e., what you're seeing in front of you. Again, we'll use that balance, probably a 60-40 split between Shiroji and Sumi. Again, for me, that is a very good split on this type of fish, because personally, I want to see more white than black. That's my personal opinion. But even if it was a bit more Sumi heavy, it wouldn't take away from what you're seeing. You know. What do you reckon, Gus?
It's a nice fish, mate. That I'm quite surprised, to be fair. I thought that I really did. If anything, I thought a fish. One of the bids tonight would have started running up on there a little bit. I thought it would have been that. Quite, surprising.
It is what it is, though.
Beautiful body, mate, and it profile on it.
Very, very good body, mate. Very good body. You know. Okay, I'm going to put a 2-minute timer on for you, Mike. So start biting your nails. £5, £105. Who don't want a 32 cm Japanese koi for 105 quid? You know, again, too cheap.
There you go, 105 in.
Restart that clock. 2 minutes started again. In with you, Richard Ramwell. Top name, by the way, Ramwell.
If Rick weren't doing his stunt session on BMX right now, he'd be bidding on it.
I think so, probably, yeah. Mike Sullivan is now in for 120. Reset. 2 minutes to start again. And that's what you got to say, right? Okay, am I going to let a fish go of this quality at this size, right? That is rare for that amount of money.
Richard back at you. Will be neat size 32 cm starting at 100
Mike
quid.
Sullivan's back in. Say that again.
I'm saying just that starting at 100 quid, mate. I personally think it should have been more than.
Okay, Jeff's a seasoned hobbyist, like. Totally right, mate. You just got to trust that process. When that black comes, it's going to come, and it's going to come really well. Really well.
I think you're going to get a little bit there still to marry through on the Manwari on the head.
Memoiry, mate. Yeah, again, that development's going to come, mate. You know, and it probably could come a little bit more than you think, actually, mate.
I think that might pull down between the nostrils there a little bit, and it could just link up round the other side of that right hand.
You only have to look at the development of Shiro, mate. 4 to 5 years to get a fully pledged fish. All right, that sumi is its key to development. It just keeps coming. You know, when it comes and that goes black, right? I want to see whoever wins this fish. I really want to see this fish in a year's time. I want to see a lot of them, any of my fish. I want to see all of them pictures sent in to me so I can show befores and afters, you know, and show people the development. This is a prime way of doing it.
Down talk night, mate, when we do this like this and show them all again and have a look through what the ones that we've both of us have said. I'd love to see that come 12 months time.
100%.
It
peak up for a year. I don't know. 4 years is when it's going to hit its peak, in my opinion. Right, we're at 1 minute 20. And Mike's in there at 150. Again, far too cheap for this fish, guys. Far too cheap. You're getting a bargain. Probably the bargain of the night, actually. I don't know. There's been a few. Fuck me.
Is it gone?
Oh yeah.
1 minute 40.
Alpha girls, chocolate orange as well.
150, another £5, guys. 155 mark. Be a good fish to add to your collection, mate. That.
Would you buy me this? Good, 150 quid. Look at the sparkle on that. To have a wife that was interested in koi.
Sold. Well, Mike Sullivan, £150. Well done, mate. That's a bargain of the night, pal. Okay, so that was up for sale for £295. So kick yourself, guys, if you didn't bid on it.
That's a little banger, that, Mike. Well done. Congratulations, mate.
Well done, Mike. Let me just put this little bang. Have you got anything else off this? That's Mark. Banner.
I know there is something else. There is something
There
else.
is. There is.
Everybody that's not bought note now this evening, and you've been waiting for the special one. It's coming real soon.
Cherry.
If it's what I thought it was with that quick flash that we got to see.
Okay, so anyone that's won fish tonight, we have got one left, but if you don't want to come and collect, I am in store tomorrow for those of you that want to come in. If you can give the store a ring on the following telephone number, which is, I can never remember off the top of my head, 01462
850 822.
Okay, just basically I update a sheet, speak to whoever, make the telephone payment. If you want the fish delivering, obviously we need to take your name, address, etc., and a mutually agreed date for you to take control of your fish. We can't leave it with a friend. We can't leave it on a doorstep. It needs to be signed for by a responsible adult to take control of the fish because it's live. What I will do is put up this other bloody thing that we have to do now. Just to remind everyone, for every single fish that's bought tonight, the rights for a cancellation is taken for the supply of sealed goods which are not suitable for return due to the health protection or hygiene reasons. What that means is that we have biosecurity measures, which means you can't send the fish back. Okay. However, if there's something wrong with a fish when it gets to you through whatever reason, we will work with you in order to bring that to a head, whether or not it be we help medicate it, replace the fish, or give a full refund, etc., depending on the condition of the fish when it reaches you. Okay, so just to put all of the good stuff in place. So I'm just going to switch over to the comments just to have a look. Looks like you're a little bit behind Brand Family Koi Adventures. Oh yeah, someone's already reminded you of that. Well done, Jigsy. A lot of well done's there.
Wow, is that it?
Good job you weren't bidding. That is true. Right then, showstopper.
This is what I think it is, isn't it? It is. Here it was.
Okay, certified. This is a Dainichi yellow monkey. It's just come into Sanzai. Just so you're aware, not Sanzai, Nisai, my apologies. Just trying to find the ticker. It's not going to be a cheap fish, guys, but I'm willing to auction it. I'm going to start it off at £1,250. If anybody's interested, please don't hang about, put your name in. Now, what I will say is, people have asked me at the shop why these go for so much money. You only have to look at a couple of vats that were at the show. Lee Hadfield's being one, my show vat being another. Both Nisai, I think Lee's was at 64 cm.
Yeah.
Mine's at 60 cm.
60.
Yeah, 61 cm, I think it was. 60 or 61. But the body on these now need to start to go to a place that has got a good pond, good food, good water, so that they're not slowed down too much. So Collins, it's actually more than that, Cole. It's £750 cheaper. And there
That's
you go.
ginrin. That does suit ginrin. Right, Marek.
Right. The thing on this is you can see the ginrin a lot clearer on this fish.
Shoulders on it, man. For
Right.
Nisai.
Look at the head. Look at the mouth. Look at the backbone.
They're just powerhouses, mate, aren't they? They're like Jeff Capes of koi,
but they haven't been pushed. Now, Dainichi had a failed spawning of these. The fish will come out shitty colour, and he called the lot. He couldn't achieve it. He wouldn't put his name to the yellow monkeys that he spawned, so he got rid of them. Now, the only fish that are available at the moment in Japan for yellow monkeys are Nisai Plus, and they all hold the same quality. The only ones that I'm aware of that are for sale in the UK are in my shop. You can't get any ginrin yellow monkey anywhere in the UK. In fact, they'd be hard pushed to find them in the world, I think, because they was that sought after. I took a pun last year and I bought a whole pond. I've only got 7 pieces left. Okay, and the fact that there's a failed spawning makes them rarer.
Yeah,
it also means
this year with them, haven't they? Saw that on a video. Yeah,
they've got rarer, which means actually I don't mind hanging on to these. But my preference is that they need to go to a pond to be pushed on. So we get the best out of the genetics of the fish. But one thing I didn't do is increase the price of my fish. Right? People ask me what I paid for these fish. Well, you're looking at the price on the screen. Right? And I'm not bullshitting you. That's what I paid. Right? So if you want a bargain for one of these, I'm willing to release it starting at this price. And they are fabulous. So one of I've got 2 in my pond, and the wife don't know how much I pay for them.
You might do it now. She's
I
literally
know,
just
that's what I was
stood
just
there
sitting
with
here
her
shitting it. I'm shitting it because she's looking over my shoulder. Yeah, but I've got 2 of these in my pond, and I'll tell you now, there's nothing like a growing machine that you've ever seen. Again, certificated from Dainichi himself. If you want it, another fish that's hard to get hold of. That's 3 tonight I've put on that are rare. This probably being the rarest of them all, that is a Ferrari of fish. Again, I wish I could let them go cheaper, guys, but unfortunately, this is the price of it. This is what it owes me. So, you know, I'm willing to let one go at a price if no one wants to challenge it for what I paid for it. So,
increments of £5 bids.
let's start it off at 0. That is a joke, by the way, just for legal reasons. You know, what's the thoughts, guys? Everyone's gone quiet. It's a huge amount. Well, bearing in mind what Colin said.
Mate, look at the gin on that, man. Jesus Christ.
I sold 2 at the show, and they paid more than what's on the screen. But we've got to earn our money. You know, we've kept them alive. We've fed them, right? And unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to offer this price again for the rest of the year. All right. So if you want it, you need to put it in now.
I'm sure Rick we're after one of these, wasn't it?
I don't know, mate.
Or is it Howie Coy that's after one?
Truth be known, if you want to come to store, you can select from any of the fish I've got. Right, they're all the same spawn, all of similar size, within half a centimetre, I'd say, all of a good quality. I pulled this one out because it's easy to identify by the little dark spot on its head. But that don't take away from the quality of this fish one iota, right? Because they get fed colour food, so you're going to get these little blemishes pop up, right? But again, they also disappear, right? It's just where they have a colour explosion. You know, I'm not going to keep this one going much longer. I'm going to put a 5-minute timer on here, all right? Because I've been at work all bloody day. But I wanted to put it out there. People ask me for expensive fish. Well, there you go. There's one right now that nobody else in the UK can boast except Perfect Aquatics.
I'll sell you my pond for it.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame, mate.
Jigs.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Unlucky, Bex. Unlucky. Again, guys, it proves keep your pennies in your pocket. You just don't know what's coming.
Do I
That's right. I'm getting daggers, mate, from that size. Oh, mate,
No.
I'm sure she don't want that to happen. But I can understand. They don't give you any jip, do they? So that's 1 minute and 15 seconds gone. What?
Cheeky sod.
You don't need to know.
I don't give you jip.
No, to be fair, my missus gives me absolutely nothing. And look at that.
Wow. My God.
And that is when they weren't really known for what they do. And then when they popped and people seen what they do as a fish, that is when the price started to go up and the demand started to really take off. You know,
I'll give you 160 for it, Mark.
It's a £10 makeup, isn't it, mate?
£10 bonus, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, 2 minutes gone, guys. Three minutes to make your decision. It's out there. 90 people still watching. What we'll say is at this time, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm going to get better at the marketing of these, as maybe that's where I'm falling short. However, you know, I run such a big place. It's hard to be able to turn your fist to it, because we get so many interruptions throughout the day that even getting these filmed today was touch and go. We did do it yesterday, but I weren't happy with what the turnout was like on the video, so I binned them all and started again. So
I'd love one, but I would be chopped up, diced up, and underneath the pond if I paid that for a fish.
yeah, they need to go to somewhere that can really push them. 3 minutes gone, 2 minutes. If you're humming an R in the background, I will sell it at £1,250, which is a fucking steal. But if I don't sell them, they'll go into my grow-on facility that I'm hoping we will get very soon.
And then we can bring it back next season when it's
70 cm.
with ease.
You know.
50 cm already.
I'll tell you what, Marek, that's a good point, pal. You know, Marek comes into my shop quite regularly. He knows what we feed. He's seen us. So yeah, we feed sake. So you know,
it's had 100 pounds of sake in it, but
fucking and the rest it. It's these were on the auto feeder for some time, but I ain't gonna lie, I got a little bit scared that we had a bit of a catastrophe, and the amount of fish that we had, I weren't prepared to lose such an investment, so I took them off. But they get fed well. 45 seconds remaining.
The gin on that just doesn't look real, does it? It looks,
mate,
it looks lacquered on. It looks sprayed on, doesn't it?
They're outstanding, mate.
They are, man.
People say to me, what's the difference between this ginrin karashi and a ginrin karashi from somewhere else? Right. So, you know, the 5 minutes is going to run out, right? Whatever. But I put the other ginrin karashi that was of the same sort of size in with these. And I asked people which one wasn't a Dainiji. Right, and every single one of them pointed at it. Even the person that bought that fish off of me said, "Oh yeah, I see the difference."
It's right. That
5 minutes is up, guys.
Mr.
But I wanted to give you all.
It's kinrin when it's gold, isn't it? And ginrin when it's silver, because that's gold. I'm sure it is.
Where's Mr. Cheese when I need him?
Yeah. Mr. Tate, if you are watching, is it called kinrin when it's golden and ginrin when it's silver?
What I will tell people is, right, so let's take it off the screen because I'm pissing everyone off. Bush, right? Okay, pet shop license is there, guys. If you wanna know what it is.
My wife said it's cheap buy two. I think she's having me on. I'll have one with you if you do.
Oh, what's... And unfortunately, mate, we could command them prices because of how rare they are and how in demand. Now I've got a big one in that was in my show vat that people see at 61 cm. Absolutely fantastic fish, extremely friendly, got a body to die for, and it's £7,000 if anyone's interested in it. It's microchipped. I've got someone abroad that's interested. I'm just looking at the paperwork to see if I can take it aboard. It's proving quite hard, but right, people that know me knows that I don't give up on all that fucking legal jargon bullshit. I like to work it until I get what I want. So, what I will say is that we're hoping that very soon we will be showcasing our competition page. Hoping, fingers crossed. It's been in development now since April last year. And we've invested a huge amount of money into it. It will give us the ability to put things like that on for ticket sales, and it basically be a winner will be picked after entering into a competition. Okay, so yet again, Perfect Aquatics, we are looking at different ways that we can offer our goods, not only auction, not only the biggest amount of sales vats, not only fish at every single price point, not only every single type of koi, not only different qualities of koi, because we do the show seed, as well as people that just want to throw a few fish in a garden pond and feed them every morning, and they're not enthusiasts like a lot of people. Right? We are trying to push, right? So again, we're leading, we're doing all these things first, right? And we're doing them properly. That's what I'm saying. We're doing it properly. So no one will be able to offer what we offer once that competition page goes live. But I'm hoping that very soon, within the next 3 or 4 weeks max, if I get my way anyway, that's what it'll be. And I will continually do my best for everyone in the hobby, whether you want to spend £10 or whether you want to spend £10,000. To me, you're as equally worthwhile. So there we go. All right. So anyway, Gaz, for those people that don't know, Gaz's Koi Pond is a YouTube channel. He hasn't got his sign on behind him today, but he has got a very good following, and I am one of his panel members on his live every Thursday night that starts at 7:30. Joined by Rick from New Forest Koi, Daz of Daz's little koi farm. He does his own little thing, amongst other guests as well, including the likes of Ryan Studdart and Tafaguchi, Lee Hadfield, if he ever pops on, as well as other people such as Howie's Koi down in Dorset as well. So we do our best. So if you haven't already, tune in, right, or look Gaz up on his channel, Gaz's Koi Pond, and we'll keep pushing, and we'll keep trying our best for everyone in the hobby. All I ask from you guys is that you support us by giving us a thumbs up. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to us. Quite simple. Also got a Facebook page, Perfect Aquatics. We often drop stuff on that, and if you haven't been down to our store, I strongly recommend you do.
Take your golf clubs.
No, we'll supply them as well. Right, little adventure golf course. It's well worth a go with the kids. Loads of people have been through that. We've got a cafe, and if you make yourself known to me and you're coming from way up north, I'll even throw you in a free coffee. It means nothing to me. It's like getting you down there is all that matters. Because I want people to see what we're about. Too many of the big elites that get people going back. Right. One thing I promise you won't find quality koi at prices like you find at my place. I promise you.
100%, mate. That just goes to show with everything that you've put out this evening.
Yeah, and continue. I mean, what a major dealership.
Not just this evening, mate. Not just this evening. Throughout every one of these auctions that we've done. It's been.
Right. I mean, so some of the koi, all right, they're not always going to be the best, Gaz, because I've just said it.
Yeah,
right?
Cater for all types and all minds.
Everybody, people that don't want to spend 300 quid on a koi have still got a chance of getting their hands on something a little bit cheaper, and they still get to participate, which is all that it's about, isn't it? It gives us something else, but it also gives people across the UK a chance to come in, right? Next week, what we'll do is ask people where they're from, just to put the first 4 of their postcode in, and we'll have a look at whereabouts they are in the world, you know, because we have people from abroad tuning in as well. So, you know, we're going to keep pushing, all right? We're gonna smash it. I am due to go to Japan in February. I'm not going in October this year. February. I'll talk to you after the challenge, Gaz, all right? You do find some gems and see what magic? Yeah, I remember the massive check in the koi with a butterfly on its head. There you go. So you know, America, mate. You're as much American as I am from Poland, mate. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. Really appreciate every single one of you. And
will it be a see you next Tuesday?
We will see you next Tuesday. Definitely. But until then, stay safe. And Gaz and Daz have already got it. I will see you soon. Be safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Kyle, take care.